we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means, on infiltration instead of invasion, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. There is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive.
All right, welcome to episode 151 of The Abuse Hour. It is I, your host, Coffee Long, coming to you unsupervised, unmedicated, and an unchecked threat to society. Like more than you fucking realize right now, man. Dude, I'm getting over a cold. Hey, sorry I didn't record nothing for a little while. For all 5 of you that are listening, sorry I didn't record anything for a while. Like I had a cold like 10 motherfuckers, and I'll tell you, dude, like I've always tried to stay pretty healthy, and I tell you, like the whole time I was in the military, I think I missed days for work because I was sick maybe like 3 times in 2 decades. Like I was never sick. But now, dude, I'll tell you, man, you get a little bit older and it's like your body's just quitting. Like, yeah, man, you can't do that shit no more. You knock it off. Knock it off right now. And I still try to take pretty good care of myself. But the stress, dude, like stress will get to you. And I've had some stuff in the last few weeks, month or so, that's like, oh God, like just you got to deal with this shit, and it ain't getting shot at. But it's like, it's I guess what sucks is like it's something you can't shoot back at. Like you can't fix this with brute force. Like you're going to have to call and ask nice. You're going to have to be cool to people that you don't especially like. Like you're going to have to do a lot of stuff that you just don't really want to do. And it's stressful, man, and it sucks. So I've kind of the last, I don't know, man, like probably like the last 6 months, I started thinking like, I need to take a wrap off, dude. I need to not, get myself so spun up about some shit. And it's like as soon as you decide that, then crazy shit happens, and clients start jerking you around, and crazy things start happening in the news, and and what sucks is like a reasonable person would look at this and say like, dude, there's nothing I can do about this. This is way off, somewhere else, some political international realm type thing. I can't, but then if you're an unreasonable person, you go, yeah, but I could do something. Dude. You watch me. So I don't know, man. I've got a couple of thoughts, about some of the stuff that's been going on. But straight away, yeah, I'm still a little bit snootish. I'm still a little but I started getting a couple decent workouts again. And I tell you, I talked to some dudes. I don't remember if I put it on here or if I put it on the coffee break in the chat. Which, hey, if you get a chance, t.me/theabusehour, it's where the action is. And associated chat. It's a real good scene, except for yesterday where it became a debate about what is the right age of your wife/girlfriend, like what should the reasonable age differential be. And we had everything going from like, look, man, my wife's a few years younger than me, and that's reasonable, that's fine. I'm not out here trying to, wear a fur coat and act like a pimp or some kind of shit. All the way up to like, dude, if you're dating some woman over 27, you're wrong. Like we got Leonardo DiCaprio in the chat or some kind of thing. But yeah, there was a little bit of heat there. But apart from that, man, it's a real cool chat if you get a minute. Also, too, I guess I could just do the admin thing now. This lower tier podcast is available anywhere that dodgy content is pervaded. So your Apple, your iTunes, your Spotify, your YouTube still for some reason. And also, too, I just stood up a Rumble channel, which I don't know. I don't think there's even a subscriber on there. I don't think I have anybody listening to that. It's just there. It's just there. It's going to just be there so that when I get tanked, especially probably after some of the stuff I'll say today, when I get tanked off of all these other platforms, then I'll still have a Rumble presence. And then maybe I can be like Nick Fuentes and I can get a deal for gold and I'll sell like a T-shirt with Jeffrey Epstein on it, and we can have nuanced discussions about, I still don't know what that word is, that's like not attracted to children. I'm just attracted to, young ladies who would have no business trying to raise a child. And that's perfectly normal, right, Guy? I don't fucking think so, Nicholas. In any case, I don't even remember what the hell I was going to talk about today. I really do not. I think the only thing that's really come up that's of much flavor, and this also concerns me, is the only thing that you're seeing right now is this Epstein thing. There's the Epstein thing and the ICE thing. And I think maybe to some small degree, there's some crossover, some crossing of the streams in these two lines of thinking. And a lot of this, dude, I guess, how can I say, dude, I think our thing, we really are the early adopters of a lot of, like, we're the pattern recognizers, the shit that's coming down the pipe, and we go, that right there could be a problem, or this right here, this is the way to go. Everything that's out there, the things that people are saying now, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, dude, I can look back at a time when I was the guy, was, not the guy, but a guy, one of several guys, saying, hey, people probably ought to be aware, that there's this guy named Jeffrey Epstein. And you'd say that and people are like, man, what the fuck ever? What are you talking? What is this? Some kind of anti-Semitic conspiracy bullshit? You gonna sing me a little song? You gonna do a little march? Want to burn some books? No, dude, I'm telling you this. Look, there's reports. There's stuff. This guy has been indicted and what have you. Yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, they're all in on it, bro. It's a big conspiracy, bro. They're all worshiping an owl and stealing your kid, bro. And surprise, fucking surprise. Now they are. I'll tell you what kind of... one thing that rubs me the wrong way, but then also, I don't know, I don't want to say complete white pill, but we'll see how it shakes out, is that everybody from, it's you, me, and the blue hairs, and they're all saying, like, this is really bad. It actually is all of them. It's all of them. Yeah, it's all of them, man. It's not, Trump's trying to say it's the Democrats, and it's actually just him. No, Biden was a good dude. No, it really is all of them. All of them. And they're all fucking in on it. And I'm seeing this crazy stuff. I saw one gag where it was like, you're gonna post like an edit with a Mr. Bond, song playing in the background, and you're gonna have like double VPN, and you're gonna be signing up for things through Proton Mail, through a completely anonymous phone number that you procured using a pay-as-you-go credit card, and like, you're James Bond in here just so you could post an edit, and then you got Jeffrey Epstein over here. Hey, I had a great time torturing kids with you this weekend. Let's do it again soon. Okay, smiley face, wink, wink, whatever. It's like, dude, it's madness. And that's not to say like, I should just start rolling that way. Nobody cares. No, dude, they still care what you do. Because the people you're working against are those exact people. So again, like the war we're fighting is trying to take down $1 trillion child sacrifice machine using memes, edits, and podcasts. But we are making headway, which I think is nice. But I do find it, on one hand, refreshing that even like from Nazis to blue hairs, everybody is saying like, yeah, dude, I think really this whole thing is beyond salvaging at this point. Because at one point I might have said, yeah, they're trying to ruin things. They're trying to wreck this whole thing and just turn it off and turn it back on without that pesky First and Second Amendment deal. And, I'm not interested in your little game and this and that. But I think we've gotten to the point where these people have, you've basically destroyed the house enough where it's like, dude, there's no sense trying to repair this. This is silliness. That's what this is. And I think they're still trying, the powers that be, Big Hebrew, if you like, Big Coin Clipper. I think they're still trying to sow that good division. And I mean, if they're sowing it anywhere, I think it's between libertarians, lawlbertarians, and everybody else, because those jokers, I mean, what fucking planet are you on, bro? Still talking about like, bro, as long as it's not hurting anybody else, bro. My dream is a lesbian couple molesting a kid and taking care of a weed farm. Like, no, man, no. And we don't take sides here, bro. We all just do our own thing. And, I guess the few times that I've been able to stomach a conversation with a lawbertarian, I've tried to frame it as like, look, man, if you got dropped on a desert island, or even worse, God forbid, a desert island where maybe there's a hostile tribe somewhere over there someplace, what would be your approach to staying alive. Huh? How would you proceed? You just got shipwrecked, and maybe there's savage cannibals over there. What are you going to do to keep yourself in one piece here? Will you go it alone? Will you just start catching fish and building a shanty and everybody else can build their mud shanty and you'll all just mind your own business? Or will you start going around to people and saying, hey, what do you think if me and you, like if we work out some kind of a thing, like I'm good at catching these fish, dude, and I see you're good at building these mud huts, and maybe like you could go to sleep and I'll watch for the savages, and then I'm going to go to sleep and then you watch for the savages. Does that sound like a good deal? Would you do that? I want to think that a reasonable person would do that. But this libertarian thing of like, nah, bro, as long as like I don't upset nobody and I don't take nobody's stuff, then, you know, everything's good, dude. Okay, well, what if me and two of my friends come and take your stuff? Oh, well, you see, then we would have people to deal with that. Oh, you mean like a police force, like a law enforcement capability, like that? Is that what you mean? Whoa, and that's where the little thought experiment goes right off the rails. And true libertarianism has never been tried or some kind of shit. But I think there has been this monster effort to sow some division insofar as we're looking at this, you know, the ICE thing, dude. It still, to me, is like, dude, immigration and customs enforcement. This ain't a big to-do, man. This ain't Elian Gonzalez of decades past where, like, this kid must go, and it's this hot fucking topic. Or, you know, boat people, criminals coming from fucking Cuba. Or are they criminals, or were they political prisoners, or is this even my business? Should we say, get your fucking ass back in that boat and paddle your ass back to your own fucking homeland, fix it yourself? It's a tough sell. Who's to say? Right? I could see where there's arguments to be had. Probably not within our thing, obviously, because our thing is like, no, shithead, go home. You don't belong here. But you could at least see where your normie would have this conversation of like, well, yeah, but were they political prisoners? You're saying they were prisoners, yeah, but they were prisoners in a communist country. So do we really believe in the democracy? Are we really fighting communism? And if so, then should we not? Whatever, right? Horsecock, who gives a shit? But this thing is like, you rolled in here, you're here illegally, you are committing a crime just by virtue of your presence, and probably in connection with some other crime. Somebody made the decision, you got to fucking go, and now we're going to send some people to help you in that decision to depart. Somehow this is a fucking issue. What appears to be the case, because I had a couple conversations about this, you know, and it's you know, really the knee-jerk response of like, oh, fuck ICE, fuck ICE, ICE has to go, abolish ICE. And I'm like, what abolish, dude? You look at some fucking ICE enforcement guy that's going around to fucking barbecues or diners or landscaping companies and rolling up Pedro, who's in there doing a bad job of framing a house. Is that guy at the top of the list? Does he need to go? Yeah, he needs to go. But is he at the top of the list? What is that guy really fucking doing? He's just low-hanging fruit. So you go to this guy that's out here to round him up. Do you think that guy is the guy making any decisions? That guy probably has that job because it's one of the only jobs he could fucking get. He's got to pay rent too, right? So this guy isn't a fucking decision maker. You're out here leaning on this guy, poorly fucking trained, poorly equipped, having to work with other people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they're getting sent out here with orders of like, go hit these diners and this landscape company and round some guys up. Ready, go. Fuck, dude. Can you see where this would go off the rails? And all it says to me is that you're fucking this up on purpose. You know, the decision makers here are fucking this up on purpose. You got 50 million fucking illegals in this country. 50 fucking million. And maybe that's an outside estimate. Okay, 40 million then. Even if it's 30 or 20. How the fuck are you going to get all of them out, rounding them up, one or two at a shot out of the back of a diner? You're going to go out here, you're going to have these fights, suffer through these blue hairs, and you're going to round these people up, 1, 2 at a shot. And what then, dude? How are you going to ever hit 20 million? It's not even in the cards. So all this says to me is that this was never a serious conversation anyway. You never wanted to do this. And now this morning, I see Newt Gingrich. My nigga, Newt Gingrich. Dude, I remember back in the George Bush days, this idiot was walking around. I keep a Constitution in my pocket. I keep a copy of the U.S. Constitution right here in my pocket. And that way I can pull it out and reference it, and I can show people, like, dude, one, you're a fucking bullshit artist. All right, because what are you? You work at fucking D.C. since God knows when. So what are you doing, man? You're walking around the halls of government with a copy of the Constitution? Like, how fucking stupid is this? It's like you're a rock star walking around a recording studio with, like, sheet music to your last fucking hit in your pocket. What the fuck do you have that for? Why are you walking around with that? What kind of weird LARP is this? So either you're a LARP or you're just a bullshitter. Or both, in his case. In any case, so this fucking guy is talking about, maybe it's time, in light of all the friction and how people feel, because I don't think people want all of these immigrants deported. I don't think anybody feels that way. It's the problematic ones. It's the really criminals that, they want them out, but not everybody. I don't think anyone feels that way. So maybe it's time we had a conversation about amnesty. He's talking about fucking amnesty. So if you're unfortunate to be old enough to remember when, dude, we did this dance already, man. Reagan did this fucking dance, and you know what? We're never going to do it again. But just this once. Okay, just this once. I'm going to give in. And if you're here, okay, then you could stay. Okay. But after this, no more. No more after this, right? It's like your fucking prom date. I'll blow you this time, but never again. Guess what? This is going to keep fucking happening right here. So this guy's talking about fucking amnesty. You're going to greenlight 50 million motherfuckers to stay here. Who do you think is going to end up paying for all these new Americans? All these bunny ears, new paperwork Americans. Who's going to pick up the tab on this shit? You, Mr. Taxpayer. And the argument getting made on both left and right is that, like, well, maybe, something's got to be done. Look at the way that ICE and, all these government and law enforcement, and they're forced to hide in the shadows and work and pay taxes from the shadows, just to be in America and live the American dream. Like, fuck stick, it's not your country to live a dream in. It's our fucking country. It's like my house. You just broke in here. And now you're talking about, like, hey, what the fuck? There's nothing for me in the fridge that I like to eat. I know, because I don't want you here. You're not fucking invited. So this guy's talking about fucking amnesty, man. And what does that really leave us with? That leaves us with, plain and simple, a fucking welfare state. Where now it's not going to be illegals that are hustling and conning and getting these benefits. It's going to be full-fledged, passport-holding, officially documented, bunny ears, tax-paying, although actually tax-getting Americans. Bunny ears Americans. So where they start creating slack, that's going to be for you to tighten up. That's going to be for you to pay for. That's going to be for your kid to sit through when they got to go to school. And young Pedro over there is just as American as me or you. We just have to give him some time. And I'm sorry he raped your sister, but we just have to give him some time. And I'm sorry you don't have a job, but young Pedro needs something too. So you just need to give him some time. And sorry you're sleeping outdoors, but you're just going to have to give it some time. That's where we're fucking at, dude. That is where that thing is headed. And for my money, 10,000% by design. So in all, I think it would be patently dishonest to try to say that, like, oh yeah, it's just the exact same America. It's just an America where you're going to have to pay for a whole bunch more shit because these people don't really have to sneak around anymore. They're still not going to work. They still don't contribute shit. They're still dangerous. Just they don't have to sneak around now. Isn't that great? Plus, now when they work some shit minimum wage job, in the unlikely event they ever even actually do that, now they're going to pay a little bit of tax, just a little bit, but it's going to be enough for me to have a summer home. Isn't that great, Goyam? It's not really great. It's not great in my book. This fucking sucks, right? But that's kind of where we are. So it's especially vis-a-vis this recent ICE thing with this clown dick, Alex Pretty and all. Hey, dude, you did that to yourself. There's never going to be a version of this where I'm not like, you know what, you did this to yourself 1,000%. But just the same, some of the arguments that I hear from these leftoids, this shit of like, or no, worse, not even the leftoids, from the Lawberts. that like, look, man, don't you understand? They're building a machine, dude, and don't you understand? They're going to use it on you. I'm like, hey, Ohio spaceman, they were always gonna. It was always gonna go this way. Don't fucking bullshit me, man. Like, this is how this was always gonna go. So if it's gonna be like one group of people killing another group of people, and neither of whom which, like me at all, both of whom want me dead, then fine. I'm not gonna interrupt. Leave it fucking be. Let it fucking happen. All right? I don't care. And if and when it gets to a point where the machine is pointed at me or pointed at us, well, I kind of always figured it was going to go like that. So what's the fucking deal? Like, what are you warning me off about? Like, this is some shit I hadn't thought about before. But in the meantime, all I could really think of is that that fucking meme that's like a picture of the universe, and it's talking about, like, you are here paying 40% taxes to pedophiles. Yeah, I basically am, man, and I'm not real fucking hip to it. I'm not hip to it at all. And I think, like I said, dude, they've fucked this thing up enough to a point where, like, yeah, I don't think it could stay afloat. You're not voting your way out of this. It's not fucking happening. There's not a version of this that doesn't end ugly and end all fucked up. So what are we fucking doing here, man? And the answer is, I don't know. When I look around, the best I can guess is, like, somebody's waiting for somebody else to fucking do something. Everybody, I think, is on kind of edge of like, dude, somebody do something. Somebody fucking punch that guy in the fucking head. Somebody make a move, man. Fucking get him looking the other way so I can do something too. And it's like, you think about it and you're like, dude, maybe I step in here. I make a fucking move. Maybe I do something. But what's going to fucking happen, man? Fucking John Q. Law is just, they've still got enough people, I think, that somehow, for some reason, either one, believe that this shit can be salvaged, or two, believe that somehow that they're little like, hey, look, dude, I got to pay rent too. And dude, I appreciate and understand that, yeah, everybody's got to pay rent, man. But at what point are you like, yeah, I'm henchmaning for vampires? Like I'm doing henchman work for fucking pedophile vampires. And I'm just going to gut it out on that. Like, how long can you bite your fucking tongue, dude? How long can you just fucking go with it? Because at some point, I got to feel like, look, dude, you made this bed. Like, you fucking did this to yourself. You and Alex, dude. You and Alex Pretty. You both knew what you were walking into. You both knew you were doing some stupid shit. So for my money, if and when, shit ever picks up and it's like, all right, dude, people have had enough. The pitchforks are out. The torches are lit. We're doing this fucking thing. Anybody that's still, like, wearing a uniform and saying, you'll have to come through me to get to those vampires. What the fuck are you thinking? What the fuck are you thinking? You're fucking, okay, then so be it. Coming through you to get these vampires. And I'll tell you what I haven't heard yet. I haven't really heard any thoughts, comments, concern on like, hey, some of that bunny ears blood libel talk, maybe there was something to that. I got a book at the house, man, by a dude named Ariel Toaf, who I believe is a Hebrew, but I don't know, maybe some kind of Hebrew that's like, I don't know, wants to get out ahead of this thing or something. I don't know, but outlines the history of Hebrew, Moloch service, if you like, right? And it gives like some accounts throughout history. And, having read some of this stuff, I read a book that I got. Dude, where was it? I want to say I got it through Antelope Hill. It was like Diary of a Hangman or something like this. And it was about this dude in Germany that was like a fucking executioner type thing. And some of his thoughts and so on. And basically, like, the summary was basically that at that point in history, if you were suspected of a crime, like, look, just come to grips with the idea of catching a little torture. Like, this is just the way that it goes. It's nothing personal, but this is the only tool we have. Like, investigative tools, like, no, it's medieval Deutschland. What do you want, dude? We're going to squish you a little bit. We're going to pull on your arms and legs, maybe beat you about the head, neck, and shoulders till we get some straight answers. So in that sense, I would offer like a little slack in terms of Like, hey, somehow somebody's kid turned up dead, and that motherfucker over there looks like an outsider. I'll just fucking bet. Somebody grab him, pull one of his arms off. Let's see if he fucking cops to it. Okay, I'll give you that slack, dude. Is that beyond the pale? No, that's entirely fucking possible. I'll tell you what's not possible, though. I will tell you what is not possible. What is not possible is that shit tons of people across centuries, in different time zones, in different countries, speaking different languages, are all somehow coming up with the same fucking concerns. Because you tell me, maybe there was a point in history where like people just had a shit ton of kids, and like maybe one of them wanders off, gets eaten by a bear, doesn't come back, falls down a fucking well, I don't know, doesn't come back. Maybe that shit happened, right? I'm sure probably that shit happened sometimes, some places. But what doesn't happen is that you get these like sudden disappearances, and then suddenly some Hebrews come to town, and it's always around these same Hebrew holidays, which if you look at, there was a, I wonder if you could get an AI model to do that shit. It's probably like programmed against it to look at like when kids are reported missing, and does that align, like to what degree does that align with coin clipper holidays? I saw something like that once, and it was what head shrinkers and scientists would call significant. It's a significant correlation. Correlation is not causation. No, it's not, but it's correlation. It means this goes conspicuously alongside that. So when you have kids disappearing and it conspicuously matches up with coin clipper holidays, does it mean definitively that there is some connection and that you can say what that connection is? It doesn't say that, but it does say that this is the very first place that you should be looking. And when it keeps saying that over the course of thousands of years in hundreds of places, yes, where suddenly somebody's kid vanishes and then you find him chopped up and drained of blood a few days later, dumped down a fucking well. Weird. Why do you think that keeps happening? Dude, I always say, like, our ancestors carved warnings in stone. Do not let these fucking people in here. I mean, what kind of time do you got to have? I mean, it's one thing to write a book. It's one thing to make a post. It's one thing to craft and edit and put like a slick background on it and a cool soundtrack and this kind of shit. Yeah, that's cool. And why you took time out of your day to commit a blood libel about these eternal victims? And yeah, somebody did. It took time. But what about when somebody takes time to carve it in fucking stone? Yes, somebody carves it in stone and somebody else looks at it. Somebody in a decision-making position looks at it and says, you know what? You're absolutely right. We need to put that where everybody can see it. We need to put that in the middle of town so everybody sees it and is reminded, like, boy, things are good. We should just relax a little bit. Oh, yeah, I forgot, though. Yeah, I need to bear that in mind. Yes, thank you. Thank you, village elder. Thank you, statesman, for keeping this at the forefront of my brain, that there's certain risks that are out there and that life is good now because we keep these things out of our society. Carved it in fucking stone. So when I see that, man, it makes me wonder, like, that is like hop, skip, and a jump. That, to me, that's where, we say 110. It's not 110. It's like 1,360, I guess it would be 7 or 8, something like this. But, for our purposes, I think that's where 110 starts to come in, is where people go, you know what? It just occurred to me, you're talking about like torture videos and murder videos and bodies buried out in the fucking desert someplace. This reminds me of something. Where have I heard this before? Oh, this is that one thing that you're forbidden from talking about. Suddenly, those book burnings and those striped pajamas start making a whole lot more fucking sense, yes? Oh, I see now. Oh, it makes sense now. Because to me, that's been one thing that I think when you look at a thing and it's like, this doesn't make any sense at all. Like, what are you saying to me that one day just half of Europe woke up and was like, you know what, fuck these people. And they all went nuts. And at some point in history, every country over there, France, England, Spain, Portugal, Deutschland, they all just, at one point, they just all went fucking crazy. It's just this roving fucking mind virus. And all of a sudden, he just went fucking nuts. And the next thing you know, they're rounding these people up, these poor innocent money lenders. They never do anything, wouldn't harm a fly. And they're throwing them out just so. And, dude, that whole thing has just fallen the fuck apart because you saw how they rolled in Gaza. I mean, now, this was one thing I saw last week, was that, dude, now they're bombing these fucks. They're bombing Tent City. They got them in fucking tents. They're bombing the fucking tents. And now I see they've got this, we found a Hamas resistance cell. So, any of the food that was going to this entire section, we have to, we can't, keep those people alive because they're supporting this Hamas resistance. So we're going to they destroyed all this fucking food, like 1,300 eggs or some shit. I'm like, dude, you fucking people, these are evil fucking people, man. Motherfuckers are starving, living in tents. And again, I didn't leave my wallet there. But if you're going to be like, yeah, fuck them, I'm going to bomb their tents and I'm going to dump all their food so they're fucking in tents and starving. Fuck them. And then you want to come to me talking about how you're the victim? Motherfucker, you're a long fucking way from a victim. So we see that they're very vampirical by nature. We see the nature of these fuck these goyim, let them worry about the real world. This is how we make money type vibe in the all of the Epstein shit. And that hasn't even been talked about. Nobody's even really touched on that. I mean, some of the shit I saw was like, oh, could you believe George Bush ate a baby or some shit? And yeah, dude, some of this is wazoo shit. Devin Stack was talking about that, anything that comes in as a tip, anything that comes in as hey bro, I was taken to Venus and I got fed a baby by George Bush. Anything that comes in, they got to put in there, right? So some of this shit, you can tell just by, one, by the subject matter, and two, by the way it's being documented, that oh yeah, right, okay, yeah, George Bush flew you to Venus and killed a child, and then you guys ate it together. Okay, anything else? Are you good? All right. Okay, bud. Okay, I'll write it down. Other shit, not so much. I mean, so that thing, and I saw another that was from some cab driver talking about Donald Trump. He was talking about some stuff in back, man, and no shit the guy's talking about. Some of the stuff he was saying, I was going to almost stop the cab, and bring him out and whip his ass and stuff, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What are you even talking about? It does make me ask the question then, why are you releasing this? Why am I being shown this? This is fucking silly. So you're showing me stuff that is, by any definition, silly. You're showing me other stuff that people whose names should not be redacted are clearly redacted. Why are you showing me these things? So on one hand, I feel like it's kind of a smokescreen of yeah, there's all this crazy shit. Half of it's fucking crazy. Half it's just ignore all of it. Fuck it. It's all crazy. It's very silly. But then the other half of it is oh, well, here's some stuff that might be legit, but you'll never know who the fuck it's from or who it involves. Those names are protected. So it kind of, I think it sort of puts you in a spot to say well, I want to do something, but who are you going to fucking do something against? You don't even know who that person is. And then, God forbid, you go and, the way it gets put to you is God forbid you go and you do something against somebody that actually, all said and done, they didn't rape and kill anybody. Well, here's my take on that, man, is I am a strict adherent to the prison version of dealing with these kinds of people. Absolute zero tolerance. So again, like we talked about a few times before, if it was a deal where you're 18 yesterday and your girlfriend is 17 and 9 months, okay, once we've got your neck in the noose, you can explain your case. Plead your case then. And it sounds like probably we'll work something out, but I think we're going to push ahead with this and, just explain once you're on the gallows and then we'll see. My take on this is that if you are aware of this shit going on and you don't take action, you don't take any kind of steps to prevent, to make it right, to make sure it doesn't happen again, and you have any kind of capacity to contribute in that way. And I'm talking about, Melinda Gates. Well, that's why I had to divorce him, because I wouldn't be part of that. Bitch, you are part of it. You knew what was going on and you didn't do shit. You didn't say shit. You're fucking part of it. You're part of the fucking problem. So if you knew, and I mean, dude, like, look at us, right? Like, what the fuck power do we have? Like, I can't call the Atlantic and say, hey, give me an interview. I can't go in front of Congress and be like, hey, listen, fuck sticks, something needs to be done. A lot of you in this room, you know what I'm fucking talking about. None of us have that fucking power. Somebody like a Melinda Gates, you think that bitch can't get a fucking audience with whoever the fuck she wants? That broad could be on CNN tomorrow afternoon if she makes the call. Hey, I got something to say. Carve out time. Oh, yes, Miss Gates, absolutely. But you didn't do that. You didn't do any of that. So for my money, any of these people, if your name appears here, you're on the hook. Yeah, Alan Dershowitz, all I ever did was get a massage. I didn't do anything. Okay, let's assume you didn't do anything. You still knew. Shit definitely went on. You definitely fucking knew. That's your ass. That's my take on it. Absolute fucking prison rules, man. So anybody up to and within arm's reach, you don't take action, you are complicit. And I will tell you, man, I feel definitely the same way about a lot of this shit that you see like in Britain, or a lot of this shit that's starting to make its way to the States, where it's like, yeah, dude, here's somebody that killed somebody's kid. And, you know, well, they got found not guilty by reason of insanity. Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing. Goy, it's not completely their fault. Going to get them a little treatment, get them back out there, get them, you know, circulating, being a productive member of society, and it's going to be like it never happened, Goy. It's okay. Yeah, your kid's still going to be dead, and that sucks. But, you know, let's not make a big thing about it. Let's see how it works out. So I'll tell you, man, like normally I've made a habit of like, yeah, I'm not calling for action. I'm not suggesting anything should happen. I'm not saying anybody should do any kind of thing. Well, there may be a change in the lineup, ladies and gents, because as long as motherfuckers can rape kids and other motherfuckers can stand by and say, oh, yeah, it's no big deal. I didn't get personally involved. I don't want to be part of this. Dude, if you know, you're fucking involved. As long as there's Africans that can kill kids and rape people and immigrants that can get away with this shit and you're going to get this fucking free pass, I'm saying to you, just like I would apply to myself, if you are up to and within arm's reach, you know, I ain't saying like, probably just like in prison, like you don't have to jump through hoops of fucking fire. I mean, you can only do so much, right? They're in prison, and in a lot of ways, you're in a prison. You only got so many things you can do, only so many hours in a day. Your reach only goes so far. But if you're going down the hallway, and here he comes, they had the fucking nerve to send this dude right past you. Are you going to be a little bitch? Are you going to let it happen this way? Or are you going to do what needs to happen? You know what needs to happen. That motherfucker needs to get put in fucking check. And if you don't do it, maybe you're saying you don't mind so much. Maybe you're saying you're okay with it. Maybe we do you the same exact fucking way. That's where I think it needs to be. So this shit you see, like especially most egregiously in Cuck Island, over in jolly old Angleland, this business of, oh, yeah, well, you know, he raped somebody and he only got 3 months of suspended sentence. He's got to pick up trash. What can you do? Well, what you can do, man, is if it's right there, you know it's happening. I bet that judge has an address. I'll bet that guy can be fucking found. You got his fucking name. How hard can this be, friend? Get your fucking ass out there and make it fucking right. I think it's gone too long where we're relying on a bunny ears government, a bunny ears law enforcement, a bunny ears judge, a bunny ears legal system to make it fucking right. These things are no longer providing the services that they were designed to provide. It's designed to make your life easier, yes? So I think when it stops doing that, and I think really that probably is, now that I think about it, probably that will be the tipping point when people finally fucking figure out that, you know what, we're probably better off just going this alone. Because if you thought about it, yeah, I got this motherfucker that raped and killed somebody, this fucker over here that broke into somebody's house, that guy killed somebody's grandmother in a nursing home, all of this crazy shit, right? Why aren't you doing anything about it? The only reason you're not doing anything about it is because John Q. Law is going to show up to your fucking house and make your life difficult. And now you got to deal with these fucking idiots. Do I want to fucking slug it out with them? That's the real decision. The decision is not, should I contend with these offenders? Should I do them dirty? Should I draw and quarter them and send pieces of them to every corner of the empire? That's not the real question. The question isn't should you. The question isn't do I have the capacity to do that? Any number of us have that capacity. The question is, do I want to deal with the fucking fallout? Do I want to deal with the bullshit that is likely to ensue after doing the very simple right thing? I think after people come to terms with the fact that, you know what? It would probably just be better if you fucks in neckties got the fuck out of the way and let me do what needs to get done. I think once everybody is on that page and there's a whole stack of motherfuckers out there saying, yeah, hey, let him fucking cook. I didn't see what happened, but leave him alone. Well, no, you don't understand. I'm from the federal fucking... Yeah, and I don't think you understand. I'm not going to help you, and if you don't shut the fuck up and disappear, I'm going to point him at you next. Start fucking thinking, agent. I think at that point, we'll be making fucking progress. But between then and now, man, some of the stuff that I'm seeing is like... I don't know what the fuck you would call it. I guess... On one hand, I would almost say at least these are people who are willing to step out here and try to do something, even if it's misguided, even if it's silly and fucked up, and even if it's really only because you've got somebody protecting you, you've got top cover where, you know, these leftoids, they've got lawyers on call that are going to come and rescue your ass if you get hemmed up. They are at least trying to do something. I think you can work with that. Maybe, and that's a pretty big fucking maybe. Some of these people might be too stupid. Some of these people might be legit bad actors who never actually want to do the right thing. They're really only here to cause problems. That's not an unfair concern, I don't think. But so work with me on this. Like sing and dance with me a little bit on this. So you look at some of this shit going on. And let's all put on our imagination, read between the lines hats, shall we? You look at some of this stuff that's going on, and you look at some of these efforts being made, like some of these things like your impromptu checkpoints type things that you're seeing in a lot of leftoid cities. Boy, I don't think I would ever do something like that. You know, obviously not just because I don't have the top cover and I don't have a lawyer on call or this kind of thing. That's not my reasoning there. I would never do it that way. Because when I'm thinking of it, you know, if you were going to set up something like that, it seems to me like an easy way to get smoked. You know, because if I set up a checkpoint, now who's coming down the line? I'm watching the cars pull up. Okay, well, who am I dealing with? You know, if I'm the amateur checkpoint running guy, I'm dealing with the car that's right in front of me. Now, that's well and good, but... if I'm dealing with the car that's right in front of me, it also means that I'm not really paying attention to, one, what's happening to my left and right, and two, what's happening with the car behind the car that I'm looking at. Yes? So if I'm Mr. Amateur Checkpoint Guy, I'm Coffee J Antifa, and I'm running my amateur checkpoint at the edge of town because I want ice out of my town. I don't want immigration and customs here. I want cheap yard mowing, and I want good tacos, so I'm going to be checking IDs. You better have your papers ready. So if I'm Mr. Amateur Checkpoint Guy and I'm calling up these cars one at a time, hey, come on up, pal, come on up. Here comes a red Mercedes. All right, red Mercedes pulling up. I'm going to have to take a look at this red Mercedes. I don't think this car is going to be a problem because ICE agents, they're using rental vehicles. Probably not a red Mercedes. Probably won't be a problem. They're probably somebody from a higher end socioeconomic status type thing, the kind of people that are paying for the lawyer that I have, so I probably won't plan to give them too much shit. But if they are paying, I also want to make a good showing. Good evening, sir. You roll down your window. Hey, do you got your ID? You from here? You out of town? Are you local here? What are you doing? What's going on? I'm dealing with this person right here. But if I'm an amateur, what I'm not thinking about, like I said, is I'm not thinking about what's going on the block to my left and right. Because, gosh, I would have some serious concerns. If I was putting this together, I would have some pretty serious concerns that what if somebody had infiltrated from, you know, a couple of blocks over to my left and right, and they're walking up here. And now while I'm fucking around with Mr. Red Mercedes over here, somebody's over there getting set up to do God knows what to me. Maybe throw water balloons or pelt me with, you know, I don't know, paintballs or, do you get it? You see what I'm fucking saying? The other concern I have is that, you know, if I'm tunnel vision, it's 3 in the morning or whatever, and I'm over here looking at Mr. Red Mercedes. But now what if, like say hypothetically, pulling up is like a Ford Explorer. Well, this might be an ICE vehicle. He's pulling up to my checkpoint. I'm keyed up. I'm ready to go. I look behind him. Who's back there? Red Mercedes. I'm not worried about them. Behind them, who knows what. And now I go up here and I'm going to talk to Mr. Maybe he's an ice guy. Roll down your window, guy. Roll down your window. I want to see what's going on. Is this a rental car? Are you ice? What's going on? Roll down your window. I might get sucked into this scenario. And in this case, I'm not actually paying attention to where these vehicles are actually working together. This car that I'm dealing with right now is put there to suck me into it. And from the vehicle behind them, here comes guys hopping out the back doors. They're hopping out of that Mercedes. They're coming up here, and maybe they're working me. Maybe they're working the people behind me if I've got any kind of respectable checkpoint set up. There's people back there already. Maybe there's people to the left and right that have infiltrated up there. Maybe those guys in the vehicles, they're all talking on a little private cell call or something. Yeah, we're one car back. Okay, we're up next. Everybody stand by. Everybody good? Yeah, we're all good. Okay, here he comes. Stand by. I'm rolling down the window right now. And I start giving the guy a hard time. Holy shit, some guys pop out of the Mercedes behind me. They start working these guys, pelting them with water balloons. Do you see what I mean? The guys to the left and right from up the block. Maybe there's got to be some offset here. We got to plan carefully because in my vehicle, or the person up here in the number one vehicle, they don't want to get pelted with water balloons. But you could see where if I was setting up my amateur checkpoint, I, being the person at the checkpoint, certainly not the person executing this ambush, I would not want to be in a position where I'm unguarded from the back, from the sides, from the vehicle behind. In a situation like that, my biggest fear, me being the guy running the checkpoint, again, certainly not the person doing this, my biggest fear, I think, then, it would not especially be getting pelted with water balloons, but what if somebody, say, engaged them from the left and right, and anybody who could have fought back is now all wet? And now these guys from the little Mercedes behind, the Ford Explorer I'm dealing with, they run up and snatch me up as I'm trying to talk to this ICE vehicle. They snatch me up and they actually shove me, like maybe cuff me up and shove me into the back of this Ford Explorer. They all jump back in their Mercedes and the Explorer takes off with me in the back of it and the guys behind in the Mercedes. And it could happen just that fast and no one would ever know. That's what I would never want. Because what would happen to me as the guy who got snatched up, just the guy, me, running that checkpoint, is that they might take me somewhere and start squeezing me for information. Right? I don't want that. Because if I'm not trained up on how to resist that kind of thing, and I'm not really the hard ass that maybe I have purported myself to be, I might spill. I might start talking about the people I know, the SOPs that I know. And even if I give up one or two phone numbers or one or two other locations or one or two hideouts or safe houses or whatever the hell we have going, dude, they go and they do this one or two or three more times, and now they're going to have my whole network compromised. Golly gee, that would be fucking terrible, right? So it was just a thought when I heard about this this amateur checkpoint thing. Anyway, enough of that completely hypothetical talk, because that's totally hypothetical. That's not something I would ever condone doing or even thinking about or planning or this. Actually, I don't give two fucks, dude, because as long as there's motherfuckers killing people, killing people's kids and then coming to you to fucking tell you to pay your taxes. So to wrap it up, man, I think like we talked about in the chat, we talked about, maybe we just, let's dip into a little good cheer, some woman chasing, some conspicuous consumption, some cooked meats, this kind of thing. So I'll tell you this story. I can't remember if I told this story before. I hope not. I don't remember. Anyway, so I was in a dodgy location, and I was living at this agency safe house, which you would think, when you hear it put that way, you think it's like this secret squirrel location that like nobody knows you're here and you sneak in and nobody sees you coming and going and you're this mystery motherfucker. Like everybody fucking knows, man. everybody fucking knows who's who and what's what. They know what you're fucking doing in there. But where I was, there's all these agency clowns. And like I really thought before I ever worked around any of these people, I really thought that like these are going to be some cool ass James Bond motherfuckers. These people are dorks, dude. These people are fucking nerds. I think I met maybe one dude the entire time. Well, I'll tell you, no, that's not accurate. I met one dude that looked like he might have been a pretty cool guy, like kind of a solid motherfucker. Like you could hang out with this dude. And I met him at this orientation thing where it was like, you know, hey, here's what's going to go on, and here's this person, that person, he's from here, he's from there, and so on. Met this dude, and I was like, oh, this looks like a cool motherfucker, dude. I'll hang out with you. But I only talked to him for like a few minutes. Like, I didn't hang out with the guy, you know, a long time or nothing, but it was the only dude I saw that was like, you know, you look like my kind of people, all right. But that was the end of that show. Everybody else I met, dude, there was like a lot of fucking dorks, dude. Like, really, not just like bookish people, because bookish people, you know, they can still be cool. They can still be good at what they do. But, like, these people were fucking dipshits, dude. Like, fucking nerds, fucking shut-ins, kind of fucking twats, dude. And, like, one motherfucker, the first motherfucker that one dude that I interviewed with once, was like, I don't know what this fucking guy was doing, like trying to put me off my game or trying to make it weird or trying to see if I'll like break character or some shit. And he's like got his feet up on the fucking desk and fucking bro, fucking oh man, I gotta take a shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you want to see if I'll notice that you're acting like a weirdo or what's the fucking takeaway here? What's the game, Big Al, right? I don't know. But the rest of these dudes, man, like it was when I got into the field then, I'm working at this fucking safe house thing. There's a colored out there that's like he's the boss man, and it was no shit. This fucking African had a fucking leopard skin fucking cup, dude. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Are you like fucking king of the jungle out here or some shit? And there's a bunch of little case officers running around, and these bitches. I wouldn't trust these bitches to bake me a cake. Like, these are fucking retards, dude. These people cannot be fucking trusted. These people did not get their job because they are fucking clever or insightful or resourceful or hard asses or anything like this. They got jobs because they have tits. That is it, and that is all. So, there's a few of these dingbats running around. There's some fucking nerds running around. There was one dude that showed up, and he had just come from I want to think that he said he came from Thailand, but this dude was like, he was like a regular person too. Like, you know, like, I don't know if this guy had family or, you know, exactly how he got the gig, but like talking to this guy, he was pretty cool, and I'm bullshitting with him, and he's like, so what goes on around here, man? Like, what do people do for fun? I'm like, bro, you're doing it right now. Like, there's nothing fucking goes on here. This place fucking chugs. And there's fucking Man Love Thursday, you know, get together, have some drinks on Thursday night because nobody's working fucking Friday because these idiots go to fucking, you know, Bunny Ears Mosque or church or whatever the fuck they do. So they all get together and fuck around Thursday night. You ain't doing much, man. You ain't partying, you ain't working, you ain't going out, whatever. You got Man Love Thursday and that's fucking it. So I'm hanging out. There's me. There's this guy that's pretty cool. There's one dude that was like this analyst guy. And he looked like the guy he was like the comic book guy off The Simpsons. He was like the only person there that was really, really into his job and really, really fucking good at it. A lot of these other motherfuckers, this African, these broads, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They were fucking diversity hires, and they were just pleased as punch to be in the fucking mix. Very fucking proud of themselves. This dude, fucking comic book dude, this guy was the shit. This guy knew what he was fucking doing. Other dude, like Thailand dude or whatever, he was cool. But apart from that, man, it was Christ awful. But so every so often now, somebody's got to come out and clear the books because there's a lot of shady shit that goes on, but nobody's doing shady shit for free, right? So you got to contend with motherfuckers. There's funding, there's toys to buy, there's all this shit. So once in a while, they got to send out a fucking, accountant type person. And this is a normal thing fucking everywhere. But so this fucking accountant broad shows up on Man Love Thursday. And she gets there just in time to like hang out, and you're going to come hang out with everybody, and you're going to have like 1 or 2 drinks, and everybody else is going to, all the nerds are going to slink away and, I don't know, beat themselves unconscious in their little hovel or whatever it is they do. And then it's going to be me, and, you know, like the operators are just going to fucking sit there and stare at each other and like, this fucking sucks, doesn't it? It sure does. And this occasion, though, this accountant chick is hanging out. Now, the rub here, so the rub is twofold. One, that this chick is not small. She's pretty sturdy. Like, not obese, but not petite. Sturdy. Like she should be playing, you know, starting defenseman for the fucking Red Wings or some shit. Not small, right? The other problem here is that I haven't seen a woman, except for these really, really irritating women, these fucking diversity hire case officer types. I haven't seen a woman in months. So I'm like, I can see this working. But I'm not going to put my back into it because I'm not running a soup kitchen either, right? So I'm just sitting here. It's Man Love Thursday. And I'm finishing my drink, and this girl's sitting over there, and she's like, hey, do you want another? I'm like, yes. Fucking, you can just sit and fucking drink and bullshit with me? That works for me just fine. So she brings me this drink. She brings me a fucking shot. I'm like, look, man, I'm a sure thing. You know, it doesn't have to go like this. You know, it doesn't have to be this kind of party. But, you know, I'm sipping it. I'll pretend like I'm drinking it neat, right? It's a fucking shot. We're not fucking fooling anybody here. But I'm sipping, I'm drinking, I'm bullshitting, I'm all this kind of thing. And now I finish this, and she's like, hey, do you want another? I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea. But of course, yes. So I'm having another. And I don't remember what it was. I want to think it was like Johnny Walker or something. Because this is, I don't know what it is, dude. Like things like Jack Daniels and Johnny Walker. Like Jack Daniels is like this monster premium in other countries. Like, oh, Jack Daniels, this is very good, very good. You're like, this is not that good. It's not Christ awful. I mean, you wouldn't use it for furniture polish or nothing, but it's not great, you know. But then at the classy end of the spectrum is always Johnny Walker. That's their go-to for like, oh, it's very good. You don't even know what it fucking is. It's just fucking, it's like mid-grade scotch. It's not terrific. But whatever, so I'm drinking this shit. Because one, I'm not paying for it, right? So that's a plus. So I'm drinking my mid-grade scotch, and I'm hanging out with this thick accountant girl. And I think everybody else kind of sees the direction this is going, like Coffee's going to fucking, you know, balance her books for her. Everybody kind of fucks off, and I'm like, yeah, fucking, what, you know, which hovel are you staying in? Oh, I'm over there. Okay, cool. So I'm 3 sheets, man. I am fucked up at this point. So we go back to this accountant chick's room. I'm jumping up and down on her. I'm trying to give her kidney damage, this kind of thing. And I wake up in the morning, I'm like, here comes the hangover. But, you know, a lot of these places, people are working vampire hours, right? So you got foil or like blackout curtains or whatever the fuck over the windows. You don't know what time of day it is. It could be goddamn high noon, and you wouldn't know. But I'm thinking, like, okay, we finished dinner, hung out a little bit, had some drinks, had some more drinks, had more drinks after that, came back here, gave her a herniated disc, and now, you know, well, okay, I went to sleep and now I'm hungover. And judging by the hangover, it should probably be about 5, 6, 7 in the morning. It's about that time where I'm getting cotton mouth, and I'm a little unhappy, but I'm not in legitimate pain just yet. So, you know, the clock's still running. I can straighten myself out, running, pound a shit ton of water as fast as you can, right? So I wake up and I'm feeling like this. I'm like, all right, I got to slink the fuck out of here. 1, before the hangover hits me good, and 2, before anybody else is up for breakfast and they're like judging and like, oh, Coffee, what are you doing? Oh, hey, oh, like you don't fucking know. But so I wake up and I'm like, all right, I get the fuck out of here. But you know, yeah, let's just keep in touch or whatever, you know. Yeah, I'll bang you out before you leave again or something. So I get up and I'm like, I'm slinking out of here. I'm gonna fucking leave. And I open the door and it's like, wha-bang! And it's like, I don't know what the fuck time it is, but the sun is up and beating down on my fucking baseball hat, man. God's flashlight is in full effect, and I am unfucking happy. So I go walking out of here, man, and it's like, it's damn near lunch, dude. It is damn near lunch. So I walk out of here, I walk over, I try to rinse the filth off of me, you know, rinse the fucking booze off that's leaking out of me, put some fucking fresh-ish clothes on. I go over here to where lunch is supposed to be, and this fucking, one of these fucking broads is over there. and is like, sees me walk in, and I don't know what this broad is thinking. Like, this guy, he assaulted her or something, and he looks like he's still intoxicated. I don't know. But I walk in, and this chick, like, stops, like somebody just slammed the brakes on, and she's like, lunch isn't ready yet, Coffee. I'm like, okay, I see. Just like turn around and fuck off and sit outside and try to bleed it out for a few minutes. It was awful, man. So I don't know. I guess what's the takeaway? I think when you're younger, I think it's funny, like waking up in peculiar situations. I always thought it was hilarious, right? So I think we did have, at the team, they'd have once in a while, they'd have these, not interventions, but kind of screenings, I guess, for like, where are you at mentally, behaviorally? Do you ever get angry for no reason? Do you ever stay awake being upset about something? Do you ever drink to blackout? And I'm like, well, yeah, but I do all of these things on purpose, right? Like, I enjoy being angry about shit. It keeps me fucking fueled. Am I ever sad about the state of shit? Fuck yeah, I am, man. Like, even then, it was like, look what I've gotten myself into. This is fucking stupid. I don't have a reasonable life. I don't have a reasonable paycheck. My back and knees fucking hurt. Why would I not be upset? This is stupid. And then, you ever drink to blackout? Yeah, I do. Because it was fucking hilarious. The funniest shit would happen, man. That's the only time interesting things happen. The rest of the time, everything's very canned, very boring, very tedious, very difficult to be a part of. So I'm like, do I ever drink to blackout? Well, yeah, don't you? I mean, not by accident. I don't wake up one day and like, maybe I'll go and have a cocktail and wake up in fucking Singapore with a full beard and a new family or some kind of shit. I don't do that. But when I set out to do a thing, by God, that's seamanship. I'll fucking show you. I'll show me. I'll show both of us. So yeah, drink to blackout a little bit. But I think when you're younger, that shit is funny. But as you get older, it gets a little more expensive and it takes a lot fucking longer to pull it together afterwards. And kind of like a middle-aged woman wearing a mini skirt, at some point it becomes, if you're 35 and you're hot, right, you can get away with this shit, maybe. If you're one of these broads, it's like just won the genetic lottery and you've always taken very good care of yourself and you stay in tip-top shape, and you're 35, but you look like you're 23 or some kind of thing, okay, wear a little skirt. That's knock yourself out. Get a little attention. Get a little look. Soak it in. I know it's what you want. Okay, you can get away with it. But at a certain point, right? I'm like Woody Harrelson, True Detective over here. After a given age, yes, a man getting shithoused and waking up on somebody's lawn, this shit ain't funny no more. This shit is kind of sad. It ain't fucking cool, man. It ain't cricket. It's not a way to run a railroad. So, me, yeah, dude, I had my fun doing the blackout drinking thing. I'm not going to try to deprive anybody else of it. I'll say, like, I guess if I was going to say anything, I would have to say that, like, look, man, the landscape is not what it used to be. You can get stuffed in a trunk and sacrificed to Moloch at this point, and people might not know for a week. But I think it is a very realistic possibility. So you do probably got to watch your P's and Q's. You do know now that this shit is not especially good for you, right? I mean, honestly, at the time, I didn't know how bad this shit was for you. I don't fucking know that it fucks you up that bad. I wasn't fucking aware of this. But, now I can look at it and like, all right, dude, like it's like powering down candy or some shit. Like, yeah, I know that it's not good for me, but, once in a while I have a little snack. Oh, it's tasty. Yeah. Okay, great. But you don't do that shit all the time because you know it ain't good for you. Nobody really knew it that much in the day. We kind of figured like, yeah, what, dude? I work out. I get my lift on. I get my run in. If I get fucked up on the weekend, that's my business. Who gives a shit, right? Apparently it does actually fuck you up pretty good. Just the same, I'm not going to come and try to deprive motherfuckers of like, oh, I had fun, but the fun's over now, so you fuckers toe the line. If you're young and spry and you can bounce back and you're not fucking driving your car through a school, knock yourself out, dude. Go fucking nuts. Do it while you can. Do it while you're young and you'll bounce back. Because I will tell you again, man, like at some point it becomes like, yeah, that party's fucking over, dude. You can't be doing that shit no more. Your body won't have it. Your mind won't have it. People will fucking look down on you. It will reflect, yeah, on your promotion possibilities. But yeah, it was fucking hilarious when it happened. I think you can sit back. I guess as you get older too, you can get to a spot where like you could sit back and enjoy just a decent fucking cocktail. Like, I could sit back. It ain't got to be a fucking contest. I could just sit here and fucking relax and enjoy. Not everything has to be a fucking competition. Not everything has to be a kick in the balls. Not everything has to be a contest to who can fucking bang a chick in the fucking backseat of a taxi before somebody else. It ain't got to fucking be like this. Give it a fucking rest. But again, a little balance. Nothing wrong with have a little fucking fun. Treat yourself, but again, remember why you're here, right? 14 fucking words. Apart from that, man, real quick, I guess, on cooked meats and whiskey. Dude, I don't think I ever really was into whiskey per se when I was younger. I used to really enjoy beer. I enjoyed beer quite a bit. And I never thought of myself as a beer snob. I'll tell you what, until I went to Oktoberfest, I never considered myself a beer snob. I would look at stuff and be like, yeah, this one I like, okay. That one I don't like so much. This Coors Light can kind of fuck off. I don't enjoy that at all. And if you like it, knock yourself out, dude. I'm just saying I don't enjoy it. But the first time I went to D.C., of all fucking places, I went into some bar. Oh, it was a bar that I ended up stumbling into again later because I was super fucked up and couldn't find any of my friends. So I stumble into this bar called the Pour House. And, like, get it, you're in D.C., Pour House, but this place is Pour, like P-O-U-R, house. So I stumble in here. I thought I was in that place before, but I was on the phone with my idiot friends, and they're like, where the fuck were you? I'm like, I was at the Pour House. I don't fucking know. I ended up stumbling back in there later that same night because I was not at the Pour House. I thought I was, but I wasn't. I ended up there anyway. And they had, that was the first place that I had ever tried Weinsteffen. And holy shit, dude, like this German Hefeweizen situation. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is the best thing I have ever drank in my whole life. I'll have this at every meal. It was so fucking good. I was wrecking that shit. You don't see it around that much, and I don't know why. Even at places where like they're gonna have good beer. Actually, you know what? I do know why. Because in a lot of places, like your Anheuser-Busch or your Coors or whatever, they'll offer to set up all the tap lines and all this shit. They'll give you all that shit free if the majority of your taps are their fucking product. So like your Bud Light, Miller Light, Goose fucking Island, this dog shit. And if you enjoy it, I'm real fucking sorry. This beer chugs ass. I wouldn't wash my car with this fucking beer. I'm sorry. It's not, I don't enjoy it. You can't fucking enjoy it. I heard one guy talking about like, I like Coors Light, after a day of like mowing the lawn or working in the yard. It's refreshing. So is fucking water. Have a fucking iced tea. Why are you drinking this stuff? I don't fucking get it, man. If you like it, go fucking crazy. Me, I'd rather shut my fingers in a fucking car door. I do not enjoy that shit. Anyway, I actually don't even drink that much beer no more. And, partly I read about like the estrogenic, if you will, effects. So I'm like, yeah, I'll pass on that. But I have started drinking more whiskey, which I enjoy. And I don't, I'm talking like I drink all the fucking time. I don't actually drink that much. But when I do, I don't always drink, but when I do, right? But I used to drink, some vodka because I was blackout drinking, dude. Like I'm in it for the fucking end state, not the process. So I would drink some vodka because it would burn a little bit cleaner. But now I'm like, I don't need to get fucking blackout drunk. Plus, my life ain't that fucking bad now. It's not so fucking horrible. I got to blackout to forget it. So, where I used to drink vodka, now I'll drink some whiskey. I still don't like scotch that much. I think because some of the people I had to work with, some of the informants I had to contend with, they really liked scotch, and it pissed me off because it was hot enough outside. It's fucking hot enough, and now I got to sit here and drink fucking scotch. in the fucking heat. What are you trying to do to me? This is misery. So I just smell it and I get pissed off, right? And dude, you want to laugh? I came back from my my last deployment. I come back and I was in the middle of getting divorced and absolutely miserable. And I was talking to some girl that I knew from high school, and I'm talking to her about, dude, I'm drinking scotch every day here. I fucking hate it. These sons of bitches I got to work with. Oh, and I can't tell her the whole fucking story. Can't even tell you the whole story. But these assholes I got to contend with, they're drinking fucking scotch all the time. I fucking hate scotch. Stop it with the scotch. And it wouldn't even be good scotch. It would be some kind of dog shit, off-brand fucking thing that they thought was super cool. And I'm like, fucking scotch. So I come back and this girl's like, well, let's meet up. Let's hang out a little bit. You probably like really tired and down with your divorce and everything. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll hang out. I'll meet up. So I meet up with this girl, and she was hot when I knew her, younger, much younger. She found the fucking food button, dude, and she blew up like this bitch's ass. Like you have to fly fucking business class because the bitch can't fit in coach. That's the news. It was rough. So I get back and I was homeless for a minute because I'm getting divorced. I got my life a little bit situated. I meet up with this chick and I see her and I'm like, what the fuck? Shed. Fucking shed this broad, the size of her. And she's tuned up. She's very excited. And it pisses me off because when she was young and hot, she was never into me. But now, suddenly, I'm heavy hitter, fresh off the fucking pump. And I'm coming back and like, the bitch is built like a dump truck. And now you want to hang out. Now you want to dip your fingers in the coffee. I don't goddamn think so. So I'm hanging out with her. I meet her and her friends at some fucking, what was it, like pizza and pool. Like pizza and billiards type thing. Like, remember when there was like a resurgence of like, you know, basic bitch type entertainment, like bowling and arcades and billiards and this. And like, dude, this shit wasn't that fun when I was, you know, a child. It's not that fun now either. Can we just eat and get drunk, please? But no, they want to go there. So I meet up with them and she's like, yeah, let's have some drinks and let's go to this other bar I got picked out. And oh, back at the house, I got a little surprise for you. Go back to her house. What has she got at her house? Fucking scotch. I'm like, motherfucker, what is this? I was so, well, even if I wanted to bang her, which I very much did not, I probably couldn't because I was so put off by the scotch. So I'm like, why did you get scotch? I thought you liked scotch. I'm like, are you fucking deaf? Every time I've talked to you since I've been back, I'm bitching about I don't ever want to see fucking scotch again. Here you are with scotch. You know, I guess in her defense, maybe she wasn't that bright to begin with, and now she's doing her best, and maybe, I don't fucking know. Maybe she found it in the street. Maybe it wasn't even really scotch. Maybe she was going to fucking drug me and steal my kidneys and sell them in Mexico. Who the fuck knows? I wish she would have at this point, right? Anyway, I think that's probably enough, dude. That's enough. Let's leave it there. But if you dig this cut rate content, man, you know where to find it. Oh, and also, too, if you're into coffee, not me coffee, but coffee, you can get your Coffee Jones fixed at AboveTimeCoffee.com. Put it in a cup, put it in your mouth. It's for you. And if you want to throw the guy a couple of bucks, there's a link here somewhere down below. Available everywhere shitty content is pervade. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and now Rumble. So until then, man, leave this stuff where someone can find it. And until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon. Keep your neck out of the noose. I have been Coffee, and these are my takes.